Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to another episode of Universe Mode on the JPG channel.
Making his way to the ring from Las Vegas, Nevada, weighing in at 250 pounds, Solo Sikoa.
And we are getting ready to settle some sibling rivalry here tonight with Solo Sikoa taking on Jimmy Uso to start things off on Friday Night SmackDown. The new Bloodlines leader, Solo Sikoa, in the building, ready for action. Of course, last week, Jimmy Uso was unsuccessful in his attempt to take on the Samoan werewolf Jacob Fatu, and largely a part of the reason was Solo Sikoa distracting Jimmy Uso throughout that match. Thus tonight, Big Jim looking to take care of little brother, teach him a matter of respect. And a shocking surprise, a shocking turn of events. None other than the OTC himself, Roman Reigns, would come to Jimmy Uso's aid after Fatu and Solo Sikoa looked to do a little bit more damage once the match was over. Roman sent the two big Samoans packing. They sent Solo Sikoa and his enforcer, Fatu, to live to fight another day. Apparently they didn't want to get involved in the OTC's business, but Jacob Fatu certainly did not look very intimidated by Roman Reigns either. As here we go, Solo Sikoa and Jimmy Uso getting ready to lock up in the center of the ring. As I said, some sibling rivalry to start our night off. Collar and elbow tie up from both men. And now look at this, Sikoa go straight for a rib shot, but Jimmy Uso with a counter, huge strike right to the face. Another strike to the face of Solo Sikoa. Here comes Jimmy Uso, but Solo Sikoa now turning it around. Big pop-up Samoan drop. Just leaving Jimmy Uso standing right where he started, as now the OG enforcer of the OG bloodline, Solo Sikoa, on the attack. Oh my goodness, hanging out Jimmy Uso to dry. And the bloodline have certainly been busy here on Friday Night SmackDown. Of course, Sikoa and Jacob Fatu engaging in a little bit of a tribal combat, if you will, with Jimmy Uso and Roman Reigns, it seems. Of course, the Tongans, the WWE Tag Team Champions, letting every tag team on SmackDown know that they still run this division, attacking Frazer and Axiom after a hard-fought victory over the Street Profits last week. Tonight, Nathan Frazer will get Tama Tonga in singles action to try and get a measure of revenge. We also have the EST Bianca Belair back in action for the first time since she lost her championship at the Elimination Chamber, thanks to Jade Cargill. A woman that she laid out last week sent her through a table off the stage. We haven't seen Cargill since, but the EST nonetheless is in the building and ready to do battle with Candice LeRae. Elsewhere on the show, the Scottish warrior Drew McIntyre is also in the building. He will be taking on a former rival in his own right in Sami Zayn. And our main event is a big one. Seth freaking Rollins has been on social media all week, letting people know that he wants to get back to, the status that he used to have. He used to be somewhat of a modern-day Mr. WrestleMania. Rollins wants the best at WrestleMania. He is hereby throwing out an open challenge to, quote-unquote, the best professional wrestler on God's green earth. And tonight he has a huge a huge task ahead of him, a little bit of a test that he wanted to put himself through, as he will be taking on the Mad Dragon, Ilja Dragunov, the #1 contender for the World Heavyweight Championship at WrestleMania. Huge DDT by Sol Sikoa. Rollins looks to derail Dragunov's momentum heading into Philadelphia if he can pick up a big win against the former world champion. As now look at this, Sol Sikoa just throwing Jimmy Uso halfway across the ring, and a huge headbutt connects. A huge headbutt connects, but Jimmy Uso gets the shoulder out. And now wait a minute, went for a super kick, averted by Solo. The problem with Sol Sikoa and Jimmy Uso facing each other here tonight is they know each other so well. They were in the OG bloodline, and not to mention that they're brothers at the same time, so they can really, you know, they can kind of really predict what's happening next in each other's offense, so to speak. But Jimmy Uso's gonna want to try and switch it up here if he wants to get a big victory over little bro Solo, although he's not so little anymore, as now Sol Sikoa dropping it. Oh, a huge elbow strike right to the face. That is a game changer right there, as now Jimmy Uso sends Sol Sikoa into the turnbuckle, strikes to the face, and a kick right to the ribs. And now a shot right to the face, as now Jimmy Uso's firing up here, calling on this crowd. Oh, big hip attack in the corner. Big hip attack in the corner from Jimmy Uso. Sikoa gets the shoulder out. Shoulder out at 2.5. As now Jimmy Uso here. We're gonna go for broke, setting Sol Sikoa out to the floor. Look, think Big Jim wants to take to the skies just a bit, but Sol Sikoa here to cut him off with a huge lariat. A huge lariat just stopped Jimmy dead in his tracks. And now it's Sol Sikoa back into this one, grabbing hold of the arm. Oh my goodness. That could be a lot of damage to that arm of Jimmy Uso. He's not careful. There's now Sol Sikoa here, going for a big suplex, but Jimmy out of harm's way now. Goes for a roll-up attempt on Solo. What a humiliating way to lose to your older brother, but no, not to be. But Jimmy Uso continuing the attack, double legs his brother, and just a bunch of punches right to the face. Nothing pretty about it, effective nonetheless. Oh, and there's that super kick that Jimmy was looking for earlier. There's that super kick that Jimmy Uso was looking for earlier. Now look at this, turns around into a Boston Crab. Sol Sikoa though. And now wait a minute, there goes Big, oh, he overshot it. Jimmy Uso overshot it and paid big time. Sol Sikoa right back on the attack. Right back on the attack of the former multi-time tag team champion and Jimmy Uso. Sol Sikoa still looking for his first singles gold on the main roster. Still looking for gold in general on the main roster. He's a former North American champion. That's about all he has to his title credits. There's now Jimmy Uso taking his time to get back into this ring. And Sol Sikoa is going to drag him back in the ring by force. Oh, face first into the mat. Face first into the mat goes Jimmy Uso. Goes for the cover. Uso with the shoulder out. And now Sol Sikoa with that nasty headbutt. A nasty headbutt driving his head right into the face. And now lighting up the chest of Jimmy Uso. Has him on his shoulders for a Samoan drop. A move that their family, of course, made famous. And now Sol Sikoa going top rope. Going for another move that they made famous. In the Samoan splash. And this could be all but over here for Jimmy Uso. As now look at this. Big Samoan spike right to the throat. A Samoan spike right to the throat of Jimmy Uso. And Sikoa picks up the victory over Big Jim. Ladies and gentlemen, this is after the match. Sol Sikoa picked up a victory over Jimmy Uso. And look who's in the ring. Fatu and Roman Reigns back on the scene. Jacob Fatu going top rope. Roman Reigns has laid out Sol Sikoa. Fatu averting Roman Reigns' attempt to get him off the ropes. A huge moonsault to Jimmy Uso. Roman Reigns locked and loaded Superman punch. A Superman punch laying out Jacob Fatu. Clearly, like I said, some unfinished business between these four. For the second week in a row, Roman Reigns coming to his cousin's aid, fending off Solo Sikoa and his bloodthirsty Samoan werewolf, Jacob Fatu. And this time, Roman able to lay out Fatu with a Superman punch. You have to believe that there is a lot of unfinished business when it comes to the tribal chief, the OTC himself, and the Samoan werewolf, as well as Jimmy Uso and Solo Sikoa. But nonetheless, speaking of unfinished business, we are joined by most electrifying superstar on SmackDown right now, the man that you simply cannot slow down, Nathan Frazer. He's looking to settle some unfinished business with Tama Tonga here tonight after him and his partner Axiom got laid out last week at the hands of the Tongans. Frazer, Tama Tonga going in singles action. Didn't bring their companions here tonight. Didn't bring their tag team partners. They're going to look to duke it out one-on-one. Talk about a very unhinged individual. Tama Tonga is the absolute definition of that. I don't know. I mean, if I was Nathan Frazer, maybe I would just let things go. But, you know, he's not going to. You know, Frazer's looking to step up here. Him and Axiom, especially with WrestleMania season on the horizon. And especially because Axiom wants a shot at those very WWE Tag Team Championships. You see one half being wrapped around the waist of Tama Tonga. The Bloodline have held those tag team titles for a very long time here in Universe Mode. You gotta date back all the way almost to July to when they defeated A-Town Down Under for them. So a long time as the champions. And Fraxium is looking to be the first ones to take those belts off him. Look at this, Nathan Frazer turning Tama Tonga inside out with a tilt-a-whirl DDT. Not done there just yet. Oh, a huge strike right to the face. And this is exactly how Frazer is going to stay alive in this match. This is exactly how he's going to even have a shot in hell in this match, if you ask me. Oh, he gets him again. Is using that speed to his advantage. Tama Tonga is the bigger athlete of the two, but if he can use that speed, he might be able to just outsmart Tama Tonga. As now Tama Tonga using a little speed himself, a big drop kick right to the face of Nathan Frazer, excuse me. And a huge lariat. It's going to slow the pace down a little bit to Tama Tonga's liking. Fireman's carry positioning here, but Frazer out of it before he can do any more damage. Went for a chop. Oh, got that chop that time. Huge single leg enziguri right to the face of Tama Tonga. There's now Frazer sending Tama Tonga into the corner. Oh, a huge chop to the chest, but that chest protector perhaps deflated a little bit of that chop. Nonetheless, Frazer is trying to stay in the driver's seat here. Chop to the chest once more. I don't care if you're wearing a chest protector or not. Eventually, those are going to start to sting. As now Nathan Frazer sending Tama Tonga almost out to the floor, but he holds on. Big drop kick sends him to the floor that time. And now Frazer all of a sudden is in full speed control. Oh, he went for a high flying maneuver there, but Tama Tonga had it scouted. Now just a vicious beatdown on the outside of the ring from this rabid animal known as Tama Tonga. Just choking out Frazer. There has to be a little bit of discretion here from the referee. As now Nathan Frazer, look at this, grabs a hold of Tama Tonga. Tonga didn't realize Frazer was already back on his feet. Oh my God, a suplex to the outside. Who got the worst of that? It's hard to tell. As now Frazer, look at this, springboard moonsault wipes him out. Nathan Frazer now back in control of this one. As now he sends Tama Tonga back into the ring. Tama Tonga slowly getting up to his feet. Frazer can hardly wait to get him back up to his feet. Big drop kick connects off the top rope. A springboard drop kick wipes out one half of the WWE Tag Team Champions. And you have to believe if Frazer can get the job done here tonight, then hell, him and Axiom might be in the conversations for a future tag team championship opportunity. And now look at this, Nathan Frazer with a huge drop kick right to the face. And that goes for a standing shooter, but Tama Tonga had it scouted. And now it's Tama Tonga driving those knees right into the ribs of Nathan Frazer to get himself back into this one. And now Tama Tonga has clearly tried to get back into his bag. As far as flying off the top rope, he might want to watch out, though. A huge jumping clothesline off the top rope. I think Tonga's trying to bring himself to Frazer's level when it comes to high-flying, risk-taking offense, but it's not Tama Tonga's forte, usually. I mean, every once in a while, maybe, but not usually, at least, is now Tama Tonga sending Frazer halfway across the ring. Skips the steps there. Frazer now is in a world of trouble at the hands of Tama Tonga. A count of almost 6 now. Frazer cannot afford a count-out loss. Tama Tonga getting back into the ring here. Frazer, look out. Frazer, though, off the top rope with a huge springboard moonsault. Caught Tama Tonga off guard. Big super kick connects. A big super kick connects to Tama Tonga. And now, just hanging Tama Tonga out to dry is Frazer. Goes for a huge elbow, but Tama Tonga was getting up to his feet. The damage was certainly done that time, though. And now look at this. This time he gets a standing shooter he was looking for earlier. Here comes Frazer for the victory. No, Tama Tonga getting the shoulder out. And now Frazer sending Tama Tonga into the corner here. Big chop right to the chest once more. A huge strike right to the face of Tama Tonga. Look out. Springboard moonsault connects. A springboard moonsault connects. And now Nathan Frazer is firmly in the driver's seat. A huge springboard elbow drop afterwards. This is awesome chants in the crowd, as they oftenly are when Nathan Frazer is in that square circle. And now wait a minute, Frazer going off the ropes. Tama Tonga had it scouted, though. Tama Tonga had it scouted. I think Frazer was going for that. Oh, almost styling DDT variation. Tama Tonga just cut him in half with a spear. Count of 2. Frazer gets the shoulder out. Shoulder out at 2.5 is now Frazer. Using those ropes as an assistance almost, but Tama Tonga now gonna hang Frazer out to dry. My God. And now, what the hell does Tama Tonga have planned for Frazer? He's calling Frazer up to his feet. Thinks better about it, I guess, though. I said, I don't know how much I would be going to the top rope if I was Tama Tonga. And now, what a super kick by Frazer. A super kick lands flush, goes for the cover. Tama Tonga just getting that shoulder out. And now, wait a minute, Frazer with the roll-up. This is how he defeated Tez last week. This is how he defeated the Street Profits last week. Tama Tonga clearly doing his homework, clearly watching film. Oh, got him with the jumping cutter. The jumping cutter out of nowhere plants Frazer to the mat for the victory. And wait a minute, speaking of Montez Ford laying both men out. Clearly the Street Profits only care about one thing, and that is regaining those WWE Tag Team Championships. The Street Profits making a statement at the hands of Fraxium and the Tag Team Champion. Well, what a statement there from one half of the Street Profits, Montez Ford. Clearly a little bit upset about the cheap, not really a cheap victory that Fraxium got over them last week, but certainly not the most definitive either, with a roll-up. And of course, we know the Street Profits have unfinished business with the Tongans, the Bloodline, the Tag Team Champions themselves, so it makes sense why Montez Ford may be a little bit frustrated about everything that's been going on in the Tag Team division here on SmackDown. And speaking about a man that's frustrated, Drew McIntyre has to be frustrated after what went on at the Elimination Chamber. He was the first eliminated at the hands of none other than Braun Breaker himself. McIntyre effectively has no way to WrestleMania at this point. And he's looking to take his frustrations out on Sami Zayn himself. Scottish Psychopath in the building. You know, McIntyre has to feel slighted, has to feel almost disrespected. Given, you know, given his tenure in this company, given his accomplishments throughout his career, maybe he feels like he's just should be an automatic choice to get on the WrestleMania card. And meanwhile, you have guys like Sami Zayn, who's already main evented a WrestleMania. Something that Drew McIntyre has done before as well. But it's been a long, long time since McIntyre has yet to do that. Both Zayn and McIntyre in very similar paths throughout their career right now. They kind of find themselves just thrown in the mix. McIntyre, of course, has been awarded a handful of championship opportunities throughout the last year. Sami Zayn only had one championship opportunity all year last year in an effort to defeat Gunther for the World Heavyweight Championship, which Sami Zayn did not get the job done that night. Zayn kind of fell off ever since then. I mean, last year's WrestleMania, he was coming in as a tag team champion. This year's WrestleMania, Sami Zayn might be sitting out on the sidelines. Who knows? But now McIntyre, look at this. Sends Sami Zayn for a ride. He ain't playing no games here. Big sky-high spine buster to start this one off. As now McIntyre, big shoulder tackle to Sami Zayn. Like I said, McIntyre is looking to take out some frustration here tonight on an old rival and Sami Zayn. But the thing about Sami Zayn is his resiliency, his never say die attitude. And he's about to show Drew McIntyre exactly what he's capable of here tonight. And now look at this. Big Hurricane Rana takes out McIntyre. Tremendously executed by Zayn himself. And a big drop kick into the chest of McIntyre. That's a big, large frame to be knocking down like that. But Sami Zayn is doing a pretty damn good job of it. Goes for the cover. McIntyre got the shoulder out at one. And now Sami Zayn kind of getting into the face of our official John Cone here. But he's going to want to focus in back on McIntyre. As now McIntyre, look at this. Big sidewalk slam. You cannot afford to make any mistakes in the ring with a man as dangerous as McIntyre. A big strike right to the face of Sami. And now, wait a minute. Drew McIntyre looking to power up Sami Zayn for a power bomb. But Zayn had it scouted that time. Big uppercut connects. A big uppercut connects to Drew McIntyre. Now, wait a minute. Sami Zayn feeling a little froggy here. Suicide dive. Wiping out the Scottish Warrior. And I don't think Zayn's done there just yet. He's calling McIntyre back up to his feet. And now, wait a minute. Sami Zayn, a little insane with the Arabian press. And now again, sending McIntyre back into the ring. McIntyre is completely overwhelmed right now at this offense of Sami Zayn. Sami Zayn caught him flush in the face. And Zayn is just staying one step ahead of McIntyre so far. Went for a sliding knee strike. McIntyre out of harm's. Oh, give him a kiss. Met him with the Glasgow kiss out of nowhere. And Zayn could be having a very early night at the office. No, Sami gets out of harm's way. And now, wait a minute, Zayn caught McIntyre. Oh, he went for the Blue Thunder Bomb. McIntyre shifting his weight. Of course, is a much stronger man. Well, not stronger, but larger man than McIntyre. I'm sure he's a little bit stronger than Zayn as well. But I'm not going to discredit Sami Zayn on a national broadcasting website like YouTube itself. But anyway, Sami Zayn is trying to stay in the fight. The underdog from the underground, a nickname that he coined many years ago back in his NXT days. Still lives up to that name to this day. Like I said, because of the heart and the fight that Sami Zayn brings. And speaking of the fight, he's about to bring the fight to Drew McIntyre's face with these strikes in the corner. McIntyre's had enough, though. Oh, a big drop kick right to the face of Zayn. And now big elbow strike right to the midsection. Right to the rib area, the lower back of Sami. And now Zayn's trying to crawl to the floor, but McIntyre is there to meet him every step of the way. So hard to even get a moment's worth of a breath when you're in the ring with McIntyre. Speaking of a breath, I think he just knocked it out of Sami Zayn with that white noise. And now sending Zayn into the steps. Tonight is not about a wrestling match for McIntyre. Tonight is about making a damn statement. Letting everybody know in the back, letting General Manager Nick Aldis know that they made a damn mistake if they leave McIntyre off that card in Philly. And now look at this, McIntyre, my God! McIntyre just laid out Sami Zayn. And now Drew McIntyre muscling him. Oh, God, this is getting hard to watch. All these moves on the outside. McIntyre, he wants to hurt Sami Zayn if I had anything to say about it. Oh, and a huge elbow strike. Or might have even been the head to the back of Zayn. And now ground and pound from McIntyre. Like I said, this is not about a professional wrestling match for McIntyre here tonight. He wants to hurt anybody that they put in front of him. And unfortunately, tonight it's Sami Zayn. Zayn is out. The damage has been done. He might be out for good for the 3 count right here. Goes for the cover, does McIntyre. Isn't it? No! Zayn powering out. Using that last bit of energy that he might have left in his body to get out of that one. But McIntyre still remains in control, just stomping the face of Sami Zayn. And that heel of McIntyre's boot just busted up Sami Zayn. But now, wait a minute, Sami Zayn again with that big-ass arm drag. And now, wait a minute, Zayn out of nowhere coming back into this one. A big drop kick right to the face of McIntyre. Went for it earlier, doesn't go. I was going to say, might not have gotten it this time, but he does. Blue Thunder Bomb connects to McIntyre. McIntyre with the shoulder out. What a fight that Sami Zayn is putting up here tonight. He's busted up. I'm sure his ribs are bruised at this point at the hands of McIntyre's vicious offense. But nonetheless, Sami Zayn refused to be freaking denied here tonight. And now, wait a minute, McIntyre's in trouble here. Big Hurricane Rana from Sami. Goes for the cover now. Big win for Sam. Oh, no. McIntyre getting that shoulder out. And now Zayn here chopping the chest of McIntyre. Another one. A third one for good measure. Here comes Sami. And now, wait a minute, dumps McIntyre on his head. Dumps McIntyre on his head with an exploder. Sami Zayn's calling McIntyre up to his feet. What does Sami Zayn have planned here? And now, wait a minute. Trying to get McIntyre off guard with a roll-up. Roll-up here. 1, 2. No, McIntyre reverses it. 1, 2. No, Zayn reverses it now. Tremendous stuff by these two. McIntyre, though, again powering Sami Zayn up for a thunderous power bomb. And it might be all said and done right here and right now. All the fun and games are over with. Sami Zayn's out. Count of 1, 2. He already hit a white noise earlier on the floor. This time it was in the ring. I thought that was going to be enough. Zayn might be internally bleeding at this point. I don't know, but McIntyre is just telling Sami to stay down, and Sami just refuses to do exactly that. And now, wait a minute. Oh, Zayn with a shot right to the rib of McIntyre. Zayn now. Oh, there's the haluva kick. The haluva kick lands on McIntyre for the win here. 1, 2. No, McIntyre gets that shoulder out. What is it going to take for Zayn to get this match? Oh, my God, a Claymore out of nowhere. Zayn, perhaps second-guessing himself. And now he ate a Claymore for his troubles. Drew McIntyre taking out his frustrations out on Sami Zayn here tonight. The fact that he's clearly Doesn't have a... Oh, wait a minute. I was going to say he doesn't have a path to WrestleMania. I think Bronson Reed's going to clear one for him. Bronson Reed telling McIntyre to pick on somebody his own size. What a match that would be if that gets made official, whether that be on the Mania card or in the coming weeks. McIntyre, Bronson Reed, you talk about a hoss fight in Philly.
The following is scheduled for one fall, making her way to the ring from Knoxville, Tennessee.
And speaking of WrestleMania, speaking of Philadelphia, you know, usually Bianca Belair around this time tells you that you can't spell WrestleMania without the very letters that are embroidered in her hair right now, EST, and that is true. But she's not the champion anymore. She was the champion just a few weeks ago, and at the hands of Jade Cargill, she is not anymore. Bianca Belair is seeing red just like her jacket ever since losing that championship. She certainly has a lot of unfinished business when it comes to Jade Cargill. Even though she laid Cargill out last week through the table off the stage, something tells me this ain't over. The storm will come back around, and the EST is going to have to weather that storm, if you will. Even though, as I said, this is probably an issue that should have been resolved months ago. Belair with the definitive victory over Jade Cargill in Chicago at Survivor Series. But apparently that was not enough for Jade Cargill. Cargill is coming back for seconds, and she wanted to take everything that Bianca Belair has ever worked for in the process. And she did exactly that at the Elimination Chamber, allowing Rhea Ripley to cash that Money in the Bank briefcase in on Bianca Belair and secure her spot at WrestleMania, which is now being made official that Tiffany Stratton, the Women's Elimination Chamber winner, has challenged Rhea Ripley for that WWE Women's World Championship at WrestleMania. It is going to be two generational talents in Stratton and Rhea Ripley in Philadelphia fighting for the grandest prize in the women's division on the blue brand. What a match that's going to be at WrestleMania, folks. And now Candice LeRae starting this thing off with a huge arm drag. Oh, but Bianca Belair ain't here to play any fun and games. As I said, she is not in the best of mood as of late. This is the first time you've seen the EST back in action since losing her title. And as I said before, folks, think about the year that Bianca Belair has had, the wild goose chase, if you will, that she's had to have with that championship all year long, almost 2 years at this point. Bianca Belair has held that championship 3 separate times in that chase, but never was it any long-standing reigns, really. Belair gets a few months as the top woman, the top champion, and then suddenly somebody wants to knock her back down. And now big double axe handle wiping out Candice LeRae. Goes for the cover here. Might be it, but no, Candice getting that shoulder out. Bianca Belair, you can see the frustration on her face. She probably wants to put Candice LeRae to bed as quick as she possibly can here. But nonetheless, she has to stay cool, calm, and collected. She doesn't want to afford a loss here tonight, just this close to WrestleMania. Oh, went for a moonsault. Candice LeRae, though, got out of harm's way that time. And now look at this. Candice going off the top rope. Oh, no. Belair keeps her distance. And now this time he goes for another moonsault. This time it hits. Moonsault connects to Candice. Goes for the cover. LeRae out at 2.5. The damage certainly has been done from the EST, though. As now look at this. Oh, my goodness. Just dragging Candice LeRae by her hair. Oh, and a huge standing shooting star. Standing shooting star connects to Candice. I think it might be a matter of time before this is all said and done. Belair has Candice on her shoulders, looking for a KOD. Candice LeRae didn't even stand a chance with this determined version of Bianca Belair. There with a huge victory over Candice LeRae, but oh, no, wait a minute. Look behind you, Bianca. Look behind you. Oh, my God, Cargill. Cargill's back with a vengeance. We told you Bianca Belair laid her out through a table, off the stage last week. And Bianca Belair, oh, my goodness, is now feeling the repercussions of that. Cargill bounced back like she didn't just get thrown through a table or something. Jade Cargill back with a vengeance after just a week of getting thrown off that stage. Cargill is already back in the mix, and she's got plans to lay out Bianca Belair for a second time this month. A choke slam through an announce table. My God, when is this going to end between these two ladies? Well, folks, I hate to say I told you so, but I knew that Jade Cargill was not going to stay down for long. Cargill clearly making an example of Bianca Belair here tonight. Those two women, I mean, there's a lot of unfinished business, and really, if you ask me, there's only one way to end it, and that's in Philadelphia. Bianca Belair versus Jade Cargill. We'll see if some form of that match gets made official. For the final time, those two women will probably be squaring up to settle their issues and their rivalry. And speaking of a rivalry that needs to be settled, this man right here, Ilja Dragunov, is looking to finally put the rivalry with Gunther to bed. A rivalry that really, in universe mode, has started ever since a little after SummerSlam, but throughout these two men's careers, it's been almost their entire career, because Ilja Dragunov has had Gunther's number 3 separate times throughout his career. And that has to sting at the ring general. A man that was basically untouchable. He was undefeated until he met Ilja Dragunov this past year at the Bash in Berlin. Dragunov handed Gunther his first and only loss so far in universe mode. Gunther would certainly retaliate with a vengeance unlike any man has ever seen inside Hell in a Cell, where Gunther would get that championship back that Dragunov took away from him in Berlin. Dragunov had to fight, scratch, and claw to his way to get back to the top of the mountain, to even get a shot against the ring general Gunther. Dragunov did exactly that by winning the Elimination Chamber, surviving 4 former world champions and an absolute dog in the name of Braun Breaker. And speaking of a former world champion, Dragunov is back in the ring with one tonight with Seth freaking Rollins. Another man that was inside that Elimination Chamber, another man that knows a thing or two about being a headliner at WrestleMania, being a big top name at WrestleMania. He is oftenly coined as the modern day Mr. WrestleMania, and believe you me, he's earned that name, and he wants to keep that the legacy of that name alive. As I said, he's been on social media all week letting the world know that he wants the best professional wrestler in the world at WrestleMania. He wants to put on another banger for the Philly crowd. Who is going to step up to Seth Rollins' challenge? That is the question that is on everybody's mind as we head into a match that is oftenly regarded as perhaps a dream match of sorts. Rollins versus Dragunov. It's WrestleMania season, folks. We ain't even at WrestleMania yet. We getting big matches like this. You can hear the crowd singing Rollins' tune as he drives an elbow right to the face of Dragunov, but Dragunov retaliates with a huge kick right to the face of Rollins. And now look at this, Dragunov powering Rollins up with a Saito suplex. A Saito suplex by the Mad Dragon. Rollins now went for a knee strike, got met by a huge spinning back fist from Dragunov. Dragunov doing some damage here with these sentons. Not done there just yet. Goes for the trifecta. Trifecta of sentons to Rollins. Goes for the cover. Count of 2. Rollins gets the shoulder out. Shoulder out at 2. Believe you me, it's going to take a lot more than that to put away Dragunov and Rollins. These two can go the distance. That, believe you me, went for a big boot, but kind of got it a little bit clipped off by Rollins there. Now here comes Rollins back into this one with a flurry of offense. Seth Rollins now on the attack to Dragunov. Hits him with a sling blade. Sling blade connects to Dragunov. Goes for the cover. Dragunov gets the shoulder out. And now Dragunov now back in control here with a snap mirror. And now targeting the arm of Rollins. Can't hoist him up for those power bombs he likes to hit. Without two arms. And now Dragunov sending Rollins face first into the turnbuckle. Pretty even to start this one off. Oh, Dragunov sends Rollins flying almost nearly into the turnbuckle that time. Dragunov now big chops right to the chest. That would even make his challenger at WrestleMania, Gunther, blush, if you ask me. As now Rollins eats a boot for dinner here tonight. But Rollins now escaping out of harm's way. And now it's Rollins back in the driver's seat just like that, driving Dragunov right down on the knee. And now Rollins, a big shot right to the face of Dragunov. And a soccer ball kick right to the back. Goes for the cover here. Only a one count though as Dragunov peels the shoulder off the mat. Oh, and a huge strike right to the face. Went for a clothesline, he got it. A variation of the Constantine special without the theatrics, if you will. Almost got Rollins there, but Rollins getting the shoulder out. Rollins cannot afford to lose too many more big matches throughout his career. Heading into WrestleMania, he's already lost a handful of big matches. Cast your minds back to SummerSlam 2 years ago. He lost a match to the ring general Gunther. Oh, a huge suicide dive. Last year's WrestleMania, he was in one of the main events with Randy Orton for the WWE Championship after winning the Royal Rumble. Lost that one too, and in the summer, he was finally able to get a victory over CM Punk. And now look at this, Dragunov now. Oh, I thought he was going to run the ropes, but Rollins, oh, a big knee strike. Big knee strike connects to Dragunov, goes for the cover here. Only a count of one again. Dragunov is certainly staying in the fight, but Rollins has been one step ahead of the challenger for the World Heavyweight Championship. And now Rollins, oh no, Dragunov does not want to be there. Rollins is in his comfortable spot now. Oh, and a suicide dive. A suicide dive wiping out Dragunov. And now Rollins, he wants Dragunov back up to his feet. You know Rollins loves to hit the trifecta of suicide dives. Can he hit the second one? Indeed he does. Rollins getting this crowd amped up here tonight. Goes for the trifecta. Oh no! Wiped out on the trifecta that time. Dragunov, I think he just ever so slightly moved away from it, and Rollins ate dirt. Oh, a huge drop kick right to the face. And a huge single leg enziguri from Rollins now. Seth now getting Dragunov back into the ring. That took a lot out of Rollins when he hit face first on the mat outside. But nonetheless, Rollins is trying to stay in control here. Big Falcon Arrow. That is vintage Rollins if I've ever seen it. And now Rollins going top rope here. What's he got planned here? Oh! Converting himself in midair almost with a frog splash. Could this be enough? Dragunov with the shoulder out. Rollins is doing his damnedest to put away Ilja Dragunov, but as we saw in the Elimination Chamber, this man is absolutely invincible at certain times throughout his career. And heading into WrestleMania, this is as unbesiegbar as he wants to be, because he has a tall task ahead of him, getting back in the ring with the ring general Gunther, which even when he defeated Gunther in Berlin, it certainly came with a price to pay. Gunther gave Dragunov hell that night. Dragunov was just able to withstand the punishment, as we've seen time and time again with Dragunov. Fakes him out, gets him with a DDT. And now Rollins feeling the wrath of the dragon once more. The Mad Dragon himself, Ilja Dragunov, back in control of this one. And now look at this. Oh, a huge power slam to Seth. Huge power slam to Seth. Rollins now. Oh, look at this. An H-bomb out of nowhere. An H-bomb out of nowhere puts Rollins away. That was out of nowhere, literally. I mean, I was literally just chilling here, calling the match, and now Dragunov just turned it on its head with an H-bomb. Rollins somehow getting the big kick out. Oh, no, now a strike averted that time. And now Rollins, oh, a huge springboard crossbody connects to Dragunov. Rollins now trying to find an outlet back into this one. Oh, look at that, a springboard sling blade. When the hell do you see Rollins pull that one off? Referee's down now. But Rollins doesn't care. He's looking to take Dragunov to the skies here. As now Rollins has Dragunov in a prone position on that top rope. How the hell did Rollins even survive that H-bomb earlier in the match? Big suplex. Referee John Cohen's back up just in time because Rollins going vintage style with that suplex and then the Falcon Arrow pinning combination. Dragunov got the shoulder. Dragunov got the shoulder. Rollins can sense a victory though. Rollins has been in this business long enough to know when his opponent is defeated. And believe you me, I mean, it's hard to tell when Dragunov is absolutely, you know, his tank has run empty, but I think he's just about there. Rollins has unleashed a lot of damage in this match to the Mad Dragon. Big chop to the chest, averted from Dragunov. Retaliates with a chop of his own. And now Dragunov, look at this. Oh, a judo throw. A judo throw from Dragunov. Went for that clothesline again, but Rollins had his scouted now. Goes for that. Oh, a huge elbow missed. A huge elbow missed by Rollins. And now Dragunov. Oh, another clothesline attempt. Not done there just yet. Oh, a house of fire is Ilja Dragunov. And now here comes Dragunov. This time he gets the Constantine special. Constantine special wipes out Rollins. Goes for that. Oh, Rollins just got the shoulder out. But Dragunov's not done unleashing some damage to the rib cage of Rollins. What a match. What a match to close our show, and what a night it has been on Friday Night SmackDown. Now it's Dragunov dragging Rollins to the top rope. A first time ever here tonight on the road to WrestleMania. Dragunov just sent Rollins halfway across the ring. The damage has been done to Dragunov, though. He can't even capitalize. Rollins just rolled himself out of the ring, the veteran he is. Look out! Dragunov doesn't give a damn about his health. He just peeled himself off the mat to deliver an absolutely bullet train-esque suicide dive into the corner. And now Dragunov calling upon this universe that has been cheering him on all year long. The Torpedo Moscow hits. 1, 2. No! Rollins gets the shoulder out. Dragunov can't believe it. I don't think this crowd can believe it. I can't believe it. But when you got two performers at the level of Dragunov and Rollins, what the hell do you expect? And now Dragunov, the crazy SOB, is looking to go for perhaps another use. Oh my, you see that look in his eyes? Do you see the look in Dragunov's eyes? He's about to... Oh, I was going to say he was about to spear his head right through the body of Rollins. But Rollins got the big punch right to the face. Stopped him dead in his tracks. And now all of a sudden, Seth Rollins now. Is the damage done to Dragunov? Gets him with the stomp. The stomp connects to Dragunov. Cannot afford a huge loss ahead of WrestleMania. No! Dragunov peels that shoulder off the canvas once more. The absolute undeniability, the resiliency of Dragunov is what's been holding him on all year long. It's what's caused him to be a former world champion. It's what's caused him to defeat the ring general Gunther, to do the nearly impossible. And now all of a sudden, Dragunov's back into this one. Oh my goodness, huge elbow strike right to the face. A huge elbow strike right to the face of Rollins. Not done there just yet. Turns him around for another H-bomb. Another H-bomb. Rollins is laid out. Rollins is laid out. Dragunov, though, drives the knee right to the face. Drives the knee right to the face of Rollins. And now, wait a minute. Dragunov's not done there just yet. Oh, the back gave out. The back gave out. At some point, you have to believe that this man is still human, and that's exactly what was just proven there. Dragunov calling upon this crowd once more. Huge smacks right to the face of Rollins. And now, wait a minute, he's going to go for it again. Damn it, the back gave out last time. Doesn't give out this time. Rollins planted with the power bomb. Rollins planted with a power bomb. And now Dragunov's trying to drag, quite literally, Rollins. Oh no, Rollins though had it scouted. These two are absolutely spent. Absolutely spent is Rollins and Dragunov. Big chop right to the chest. Big chop right to the chest from Dragunov. Choking out Rollins now. Rollins might be done here. Dragunov is going for perhaps another H-bomb. Gets it! Another H-bomb to Rollins. 3 H-bombs to Rollins to put him away. And indeed, Dragunov gets the job done. Well, Dragunov celebrating with this crowd after a hard-fought victory, but he just realized what I realized. He just locked eyes with the World Heavyweight Champion. Gunther's back to destroy Dragunov. Gunther always one to kick one while they're laying down. Dragunov just went through a grueling match with Seth freaking Rollins, and now he's getting attacked by Gunther once again. Gunther is absolutely obsessed, incensed with getting his vengeance on Dragunov, and he's the champion heading into this fight, but he feels like he probably has more to prove than Dragunov. Oh my goodness gracious. Steps right into the back of Dragunov. As I said, Dragunov has already had nearly a 20-minute match with Rollins, and now he's got to endure this damage from Gunther. And now, just like last week, Gunther and Dragunov fighting out here in the crowd. But the only difference is Dragunov is a lot worse for wear than he was last week. And now look at this, a big drop kick, T-Rex style drop kick right to the back of Dragunov. Gunther has Dragunov right where he wants him. A big a big boot right to the face of Dragunov. And now Gunther calling Dragunov up to his feet. As I said, Dragunov is in no shape to be getting an attack right now at the hands of the ring general. And now, wait a minute, Gunther. No. Oh my God, a German suplex through the table. A German suplex through the table, and I don't think Gunther's done just yet. Dragunov is in a bad way. He's in a bad way. No. A power bomb through a table now. What the hell does Gunther have left to prove? The World Heavyweight Champion laying out Dragunov for the second week in a row. Ladies and gentlemen, we're back into the ring after what happened with Gunther and Ilja Dragunov. But wait a minute, Rollins is back in the ring. He's up back on his feet. His night's not over yet. Oh my goodness. Seth Rollins, he asked for quote-unquote the best professional wrestler in the world. The best professional wrestler on God's green earth. How about the best bout machine, Kenny Omega? Kenny Omega is coming down to the ring to confront the Visionary. We haven't seen Kenny Omega since the Bash in Berlin when he lost the United States Championship. Kenny Omega is back just weeks before WrestleMania, and he looks to be taking Seth Rollins up on that challenge. Rollins asked for the best of the best, the quote-unquote best in the world. He got Kenny Omega right in front of him. Talk about dream matches. And yes, indeed, it looks like Rollins is in the crosshairs of the cleaner himself. Seth Rollins, Kenny Omega. Is this official for WrestleMania? That's how we end our show. Oh my God, you gotta be kidding me. Rollins, Omega. Will it happen in Philly?